The man who sent Duke's legendary Coach K into retirement in the worst way possible has officially finished his college career. So if y'all was watching the Arizona vs Duke game yesterday in the Sweet 16, y'all seen it. This man Caleb Love yet again reminded everyone that when it comes to Duke, he's gonna empty the clip every time. Like he literally becomes prime MJ. Yesterday he dropped 35 points, smacked 5 threes, and shot 52% from the field as Arizona went down swinging versus really a ridiculous Duke team. You know, between Cooper Flagg, Con Knuppel, Tyrese Proctor and them boys, we might as well go ahead and give them the national title. Like, they are not losing. But anyway, in today's video, we're gonna highlight Caleb Love's journey and really just talk about what's next for this former 5-star recruit whose journey definitely has not gone as expected. You know, he initially played for one of the best schools in the nation, obviously being UNC. And at the time, he was expected to be one and done. Like, bro, you would have needed a crystal ball to predict this man would be in school for 5 years. If you look at some of his peers from his high school graduating class, many of those players are in the NBA hooping. You feel me? We're talking Jalen Green, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Suggs, Scotty Barnes, you feel me? A lot of good players. And although he didn't develop as quickly as those guys, by remaining in school for now 5 years, he has gifted NCAA basketball with some amazing moments. And so it's really only right we speak on this and gauge his chances at making the NBA. And I know that to some people, this whole situation may seem simple. Like he was hooping in March Madness, of course he's going pro. But nah, due to many factors, especially his age, we'll just have to see. So yeah, bro, y'all go ahead and let me know in the comments, man. What do you think about Caleb Love? Is he an NBA player in your eyes? You're destined for greatness? Why not? And man, really quick before I go any further, what's up YouTube? Plug Speaks, back with another video. If you're new, first of all, welcome. Go ahead and sub. Also like the video if you enjoy. I upload quality basketball content and around the grind of 5K, so I most def appreciate it. But yeah, man, back to the vid though. So looking back on Caleb Love's college career, without any doubt, I feel like the biggest reason his college career went the way it did and what led to him staying in school for so long in the first place was simply because of his freshman year at UNC. Man, his initial year as a Tar Heel was not pretty. Mind you, he entered college with plenty expectations. You feel me? We're talking about 5-star recruit. You feel me? Just commit to UNC. And just a lot of people expecting him to be one and done. You know, he was legitimately one of the best guards of his high school graduating class. And he came out here and was averaging 10 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds, shooting an abysmal 31% from the field and 26% from 3. I mean, when we're talking about inefficient, he was inefficient personified. Couldn't really hit shots. He was averaging about 3 turnovers, so really wasn't taking care of the ball. And also, UNC was very mid that year. They finished 18-11. They lost in the first round of the tournament. And overall, everybody was like, hey, yo, Caleb, what's going on, man? What's going on? He's clearly going to need to develop. So, you know, what does he do? He returns to UNC, and he returned a better player. I mean, as we all know, this was the season he really made a name for himself, getting Coach K and Duke and them boys up out of here, you know, sending Brody into retirement. See you later. You know, and over the course of the season, he was averaging 16 points, just under 4 assists, 3 rebounds, shooting an inefficient but improved 37% from the field and 36% from 3 on about 6 attempts per game. I mean, one thing about Caleb is that he's always been a volume scorer. Like, he's going to get those shots up, and he's going to miss a lot, but he's going to make some of them, and some of those are going to be really contested. It's going to look like MJ's playing, no BS. And yeah, I mean, during that season, you know, UNC was just okay. They were the 8th seed before making the tournament. But when they made the tournament, them boys went crazy, you know, going all the way to the national championship game where they would lose to a really good Kansas team. And they really barely lost. And unfortunately, here is where we gotta highlight a theme in Caleb's college career. Because in that championship game, he got those shots up, you know, per usual. He dropped 13 points on 5 of 24 shooting. And so even though the overall season was definitely an A+, you know, them boys exceeded expectations, that specific championship game highlighted exactly who Caleb Love is as a prospect. And I'm not going to go season by season, but he would spend one more year at UNC before transferring to Arizona, who he is taking to 2 consecutive Sweet 16s to finish his college career. And I ain't gonna lie, this year at Arizona was more of the same. He was the alpha, the best player on that team. He had many heroics and he was averaging solid numbers. We're talking about 17 points a game, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, shooting 40% from the field and 34% from 3 on nearly 8 attempts per game. And when we're talking 8 3-point attempts per game, don't picture your typical, high percentage shots. With Caleb Love, anybody who's watched him knows these are highly contested, deep shots, step backs, really just all of the above. But in the same breath, looking at it from an NBA scout's perspective, you really just look like a volume shooter and inefficient scorer. And NBA scouts don't get too excited for that type of prospect, especially when you're 23 going on 24. So where does this leave us? I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Some may think this is baseless, some may think this is kind of gray area, but I believe the heroics and the moments will save him, bro. Like all the moments in his college career where we can just clearly see this is a dog. You feel me? I'm talking about stuff like the buzzer beater half-court shot to tie the game versus Iowa State where they would eventually win in OT, or stuff like sending a legendary Coach K to retirement on the big stage. We're talking about Final Four between Duke and UNC, a legendary rivalry. And then, just last night when we see clearly, anyone with eyes could see they're going to win it all, man. They are ridiculous. And Arizona was on the verge of getting blown out. All the spread bettors that took Arizona, such as myself, was like, damn, bruh, not y'all too. And yet Caleb Love put the team on his back, scored 15 straight points, and man, he's just a dog. And so if any NBA scouts take value in that, they want a player with no quit in them, Caleb Love definitely has a chance. Sure, he needs to improve his shooting. He could improve as a passer. But at 6'4", man, tell me that ain't the prototypical scoring guard in the NBA today. Plus, when I really think about it, Don't Connect was nearly a lottery pick last year. And he was a senior citizen as well, you feel me? I think he entered the NBA at 23 or maybe even 24. Now, I would say he was a better player than Caleb, but not by that much. So we're talking early second round, maybe late second round, Caleb Love has a chance. But yeah, bro, with that being said, I appreciate y'all boys watching. Let me know what you think about Caleb Love. Does he have any NBA chances? Will you miss him in the college basketball scene? If you're a Duke Blue Devils fan, I already know you're going to miss him. Don't even pretend like you ain't had your nervous last night. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all boys watching. Like the sub, share, sub if new, all of that. We'll see y'all boys in the next one, and I'm out.